out to him. This is the pitch whisperer day, guys. Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the ass screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Welcome to the Balking Dead. And yes, I threw on the same shirt from yesterday because I'm hot and I need to stay hot. And I'm a weirdo who believes in shit like that. So, welcome to the Balking Dead. I'm Sharpie's Bets. I'm not that guy your mother... I am that guy your mother warned you about, actually. So let's get to it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Smash the like if you haven't. If you're in Twitter world, this video will end shortly. So hit the link and come on over and kick it with the livest fucking crew alive. Already see the regulars up in there, my motherfucking dudes. Let's get to the what? The monies. We got 6 pitchers to talk about, like we always got to talk about. And we've got a trap or two. And we've got at least a half unit bet waiting on how the lineup comes out to get it to that dirty spot. So let's get after these 6 pitchers and let's get after what the fuck is going on here. So first guy we're going to talk about is Sandy Alcantara at the end of the day, guys, versus the Doyers, my Doyers. And they did not have his line. A lot of these lines, they weren't available last night. So last night I did not have a line. This morning, 7+ plus 108. 6+ was at a -189, and that's where Prize Picks had him, and his fantasy score was at a 34.5. Now, to back-to-back versus these Dodgers, and these Dodgers just spread his butt cheeks open and took him to town. Now, over his last 8 games, he's averaging 6.25 strikeouts per game, and over his last 6, he's averaging 5.7 strikeouts per game. He does average a half a strikeout less at home, 7.8 strikeouts at home compared to an 8.3. He is at home here, and he does strike out righties a strikeout and a half more per 9 than the left-handed side, with 9, so pretty much a strikeout per inning to the right-handed side. Well, just a 7.5 to lefties, guys. So projected lineup is not projected because the lineup's out, and the Dodgers have 5 right-handed and 4 left-handed bats, which that does favor him in his K-prop, math-wise. So let's talk about number 8, guys, in the black book. He does have a home 1.67 ERA compared to a road 2.82. Like that 2.82 is supposed to be bad. I'm just letting you know he is that much better at home at the end of the day. And he gets a back-to-back versus the team who just fucking destroyed him, guys. And he's had 2 back-to-back this year versus some good teams, Atlanta Braves, New York Mets. Versus the Braves, he went 9 innings, 7 strikeouts the first game. Right into the second game, 8 innings, 14 strikeouts. Damn. So, I mean, his strikeouts went up there. And then we get into the next game versus the Mets. 8 inning, 8 strikeouts. Where the Mets, you know, they're one of those teams we don't really look to run strikeout props unless we could find a reasoning to. They are one of the teams who make good contact at the end of the day and can fuck you in the eye hole. And at the end of the day, we want to do the fucking. So, let's get into it a little bit deeper, guys. First game versus the Mets. 8 strikeouts, in 8 innings, and then he went 7 innings the next game on a back-to-back and only had 4 strikeouts. So what's the difference between Atlanta Braves, the New York Mets, and my fucking Dodgers? Well, let me tell you something that I just picked up recently over the last few weeks, guys, and you can always learn, and this is why I tell you guys, please, 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 watch these games with the radio on. At the end of the day, you're going to learn so much shit. If you want to be a better capper, just listen to the game with the fucking radio on. These guys are going to tell you a fucking couple stats that are just going to be like, holy fuck. And then you run and go write it down, because don't think you're going to remember that shit later, guys. You need to rush and write it down, and then you're going to remember it for the rest of your fucking lives. Well, what's the difference? Let's talk about how the Dodgers destroyed Corbin Burnes right quick. Story times with Sharpie Bets. They destroyed some of the best pitching this year, guys. The Dodgers have a phenomenal record versus pitchers with an ERA under 2.5. So the elite pitchers of baseball, they are 9-4 against this year. What? Yes, 9-4 versus the elite pitchers in baseball, and now they get a back-to-back with a guy they just pounded. So why did they kill Corbin Burnes? Why did they get to Sandy Alcantara? Now, they killed Corbin Burnes because he throws a cut fastball, and they killed fucking Sandy Alcantara because he throws a sinker, which is another form of a fastball. Now, Sandy Alcantara also throws the four-seam the same amount of his sinker at that 25-26% rate. He's going to need to chunk his sinker out the fucking door today, guys, at the end of the day. If he doesn't know what I know, he could be in for a long fucking day. At the end of the day, the Dodgers are #1 in baseball this year in hitting any other fastball than the four-seam. So what they've done is picked up the Freddie Freeman approach through the whole lineup, guys. At the end of the day, you can get to 95 and down and still get to all the breaking balls, guys. But if you're going to load up for that 97 and up, you're not going to be able to get to those other pitches. So the Dodgers have fucking thrown out the four-seam. They will have issues with a high four-seam because they are allowing themselves, they're slowing down their swing to get to anything under that 95 range, which that's why we're raking these guys at the end of the day. So if Sandy Alcantara goes out there with the same fucking opinion of, oh, I'm going to fucking pitch to contact, I'm going to pitch to contact like he normally does, he's going to pitch himself right out the fucking game. Now, I don't expect Sandy Alcantara to do that. At the end of the day, this guy is a fucking beast. And I expect him to adapt and get into the analytics of this shit, guys. And it's out there. If you're not seeing what the Dodgers are doing to these guys without the four seam, there's a problem. So if Sandy Alcantara decides to chuck his fucking pitch, his sinker out the window today and ride 50% fastballs, I think he goes out there and dominates these full strikeout wise. Now, that's going to cut off his innings. That's only going to put him around that 5-6 inning range, and he's going to have 9 to 10 strikeouts in that area. But if he decides to go out there and run his sinker as well as his fastball like he's normally done, then at the end of the day, he could be right at that range where he had 5 strikeouts last time and had the living dog shit pounded out of him before he can get his 6, guys. And because of that volatility and me not knowing if Sandy Alcantara is going to do that, I'm going to have to pass on him today. At the end of the day, when I run these numbers up, he's going up against a juggernaut at the end of the day. But to me, the books are telling me that they want you to bet the under by giving you a guy at 7+. And last week they have him at 5.5, or it was at 5.5. So they jacked him up a whole nother number on a back-to-back versus a team who crushed him. That to me tells me they're begging you to go bet the under. That's not enough reasoning for me to go now bet the over, but I lean heavily over. I know he's a pitcher who should and will adapt in this spot, guys. And if you aren't adapting at this level, you don't make it to being where Sandy Alcantara's been at by not adapting. So if you can live bet props, and I know a lot of you with legal books can, this is a spot where I'd go out there and watch the first inning. If he throws a lot of high four-seam heat, he's going to get them strikeouts, guys. And if he's throwing balls that zoom down, that's his fucking sinker. You don't want that versus the Dodgers. You want to attack them with that high heat. So watch the game. If he attacks them high, he's getting the point, guys. So he's going to run his pitch count up, but he will have those strikeouts in that spot. He normally doesn't look to run them strikeouts up and will run the pitch to contact. And that's why we get Iron Man. And that's why we get him going 7+ innings. You can't be Iron Man versus this team. You need to go out there and be Juggernaut fucking Bob. So Sandy Alcantara needs to throw away his sinker to have a good day. And I think he's that smart. But at the end of the day, I can't bet thinks. I don't bet ifs. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Over the last 10 games, 7+ strikeouts, 4 wins, 6 losses. That's only a 40% clip. That's another thing telling me they're begging for under the money, guys. They're just too much things telling me, please bet the under, please bet the under. Now, you ain't catching me betting that under. No. Actually, I lean the over and don't hate anybody with money on it. I just personally would like to see it with my own eyes that he would come back out and just dominate them with the four seam, which that's what he needs to do. Now let's get into the fucking trap. And I'm not talking about like a motherfucking mousetrap. I'm talking about like what the fuck are the bookies doing, giving us a prop at -159 that's hit at 90% of the time. Oh, fuck me running, guys. Like, I'm not going to go rush to bet the under, but I wanted to bet this guy's over. Now, I know people that will go bet the under because they're like, Sharpie, you're calling this shit out at a bullshit-ass crazy rate. And if it jumps up one more half, then I will bet the under, guys. And this is the same thing, guys, with like Robbie Ray, the same thing with Scherzer, the same thing with Bieber 2 times ago. Like, we're calling this shit out, guys, from a mile away. Like, this number is not right, guys. And just strictly for that, that means I will not bet the over, even though everything in their mom tells me this guy gets 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts today. So, if you're going to want to bet Hugh Darvish today, I am going to tell you, either skip his straight up 6+ K prop, 7+, and take him at the 9-10 range, or just straight up take this guy under, because this shit is bogus, guys. They don't give out free money. Nothing in life is fucking free, period. Let's talk about it. His K prop, 7+ -108 this morning. 6+ was at a -159. Go fuck yourself. 9 wins, 1 loss to 6+, guys, over his last 10 games, averaging 7.75 strikeouts per game over his last 8 games, 7.8 over his last 6. Oh, do we need more shit to tell you that? Oh, so they're going to drop this 2 strikeouts less than his average. Okay, hold up. Okay, 2 strikeouts less than his average. They're going to give you a 90% winning rate over his last 10 at the 6. And let's get into some more shit. There was a projected lineup. It's out there. No projections, guys. We got 6 left-handed fucking bats. This guy strikes out lefties at a 9.6 K per 9 compared to righties at an 8.3. Same strikeouts, home road K per 9. So nothing there to be worried about. Everything says smack fucking Darvish but the line that they gave us today, guys. And at the end of the day, if it seems fucking off, I got to pass. I just got to pass, or I'm going to wait for it to get bet up to that 6.5, and then I'm going to take a shot on that under 6.5, guys, at the end of the day. Like, when it's fishy, it's fishy at the end of the day. I don't get it. Yeah, it's just is what it is. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. Now, what I want to look at with Hugh Darvish, guys, is maybe his pitching outs. And this is where I could see maybe that this motherfucker goes 6, 7, 8, 9 innings, and just the strikeouts aren't there today. And now why is that? Well, they have 6 lefties in the lineup. Yes, he strikes out lefties more. But I'll tell you what, Hugh Darvish, guys, allows a 196 batting average to the left-handed side compared to a 241 to the right-handed side. So this could be a really weak contact type of day where this dude just goes up to mowing people down at the end of the day. So he fucking owns lefties both ways, average and striking them out. So I expect a big game from Hugh Darvish. Haven't found the way to bet him yet. I can't bet his K prop strictly because they're giving me 2 strikeouts less than his average, guys, at the end of the day. We ain't falling for that shit around here. And if you're going to bet Hugh Darvish, just be very careful. For me, please and thank you, guys. At the end of the day, I don't do all this work to tell you this shit for nothing. They just don't give out free money, guys. So be very careful with Hugh Darvish today. So, let's get into it, guys, to the next motherfucking guy. And this guy's been a beast. But before we get into him, let's add another thing in. More fucking shit that screams over to Hugh Darvish. Pre-All-Star, post-All-Star. Same ERA, guys, at the end of the day. But what have I been preaching about Hugh Darvish? If you haven't been watching the show, we preach this. He had a different catcher than he's had his whole life. Caratini finally got shipped off. Nola's been his catcher now this year. It took him at least 6 to 8 weeks to figure out how to call Hugh Darvish. We all know Hugh Darvish has got more pitches than the robot off Futurama does, guys. At the end of the day, this dude is a fucking walking robot pitching. So to learn how to call a guy is going to take multiple games before you both feel comfortable. And over the last fucking 8 games, this guy's been a monster. Post All-Star, guys. His ERA is the same, okay? So the guy's still a good pitcher. His strikeouts have gone up 2.5 per 9. He was at an 8.3 K per 9. Now he's at an absurd 10.6. That's not even absurd. At a great 10.6. Because absurd is some of them other dudes we like to talk about. So, yeah, more things screaming over on Hugh Darvish. They drop the line 2 strikeouts in his average, and they beg you for the over. You scum fucks, guys, at the end of the day, guys. You books are not dumb, and I will not be part of your fucking sickness, guys. I hope you guys fuck them if you're betting him, but at the end of the day, I've got to pass on Hugh and figure out a different way to get in. And like I said, I think it's the outs, but real quick before we talk on the next guy, we got to go back to that Miami game. And it's Dustin May Day. Everybody knows, guys, I've been the May truther, guys, and we're not even going to really talk about him today. If you know me, you know me. I don't like to pitch on back-to-backs, especially if you give me a reason, unless you give me a reasoning not to. Dustin May doesn't have enough in his books, guys, to be telling me to go run him out on a back-to-back. And it's never healthy to run a guy back-to-back when a team just struck out the way he fucking struck out, guys. 9 punchies in 5 innings. Told you guys last week when we bet him the number was off. They're going to have this guy at 7.5 before no time. I don't get this shit. And guess what? They adjusted him on 1 game on a back-to-back. Now, let me tell you, Steele was everybody's darlings, guys, and I'm glad he cashed for you guys yesterday. Barely. I'm pretty sure he cashed. But he had 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, whatever in the last 4 games. They didn't move his K-prop. They left it there. Meh. Books aren't going to fucking adjust and freak out over 1 game, guys. No. No, this is how I jumped on Dustin May for the whole first month last year and had 4.5s on this fucker till he got hurt. Like, yes, I was fucking these guys getting 8 to 10 every fucking game with Dustin May till he blew his arm out. And that was strictly because what I had on him. I knew something on that guy. But now the books in 1 game adjust. And I think they overcorrected themselves, guys. Not saying he can go out there and get it. There's no way I can bet Dustin May on a back-to-back when they jumped his number up. Not for me, but wouldn't be surprised. The dude is a stud. But I've seen this Miami Marlin team versus Chris Bassett and a few other in the black book that struck out a fuck ton the first time, and the next time they didn't, guys. It's just Major League Baseball. You're just going to swing first pitch now at the end of the day. You don't want to get to what that fool has to put you away. At the end of the day, you learn that real quick when you see a team back-to-back. And now we get another guy, Charlie fucking Morton, old man Uncle Charlie, guys, who's been a goddamn beast. And this is a guy where the last few times they have dropped below his averages, and I get why they drop below his averages, and he still goes out there and puts his dick on the fucking table. So if you're betting Charlie Morton, I get it, but let me tell you why I'm going to stay off. God, usually I have coffee. Today we got Kool-Aid. Boulade. I'd say it's Boulade with how much sugar's in here. Woo-wee! Let's talk about Uncle Charlie, though, guys. Last night, not available. This morning, 7+ at a +112, and his 6+ was at a -186. I don't know why I'm telling you that. -186 is fucking absurd. But doesn't matter. PricePicks has it at a 6+ at a -186, and that's where if you want it, you can get it at a good price. 85 or 35.5 fantasy score. Damn, that 3 looked like an 8. Wee 22. Slow down. Shout out to my man 22. Turn 22. Monopoly money in the 4,000 real money. Gang, real life shit, brother. My guy. And I know he really be putting like that much on real bets. So real shit, real thing. Noli knows you the man. Glad you won that shit. And let's keep that shit rolling. So I see you, Trey, popping in there with some motherfucking tennis. I wish I had time to go jump on it because that looks live. And I hope Dejiri come in and get that shit for you. And I see the crew up in here today. RZA, my motherfucking dude. What up, though, Rocker Rogers? Always up in here. First one up in here. I see you all. Motherfucking guys. LJ from Houston. Tone motherfucking Miggins. Real Deal Prime. The Grinder. Y'all the truth. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Smashing the like too, guys. That's the shit I'm talking about. almost 30 likes without me even asking. Y'all know that shit really does piss me off. Just like I give you information, I give you my winning bets, I track them bets for you so you can fucking harass me if you really wanted to, but then I'd block you. But thank God I win at a good rate though, where no one really gets that upset. But smashing the like is all I ask, guys, at the end of the day, and it's a free thing to do, and it don't take no time. So let's get into Uncle Charlie and why I'm gonna pass. Over his last 8 games, he's averaging 7.9 strikeouts. Over his last 6, he's averaging 8.3, and they're gonna put it at a 7 at plus money. We'll get into that if that's fishy or not. But price pick 6+, like I said, at a -186, and 35.5 was his score. Now, when I get into his home road splits, and he is on the road here, guys, he averages 2.5 strikeouts more per 9 at home than on the road, and he is on the road here. So he averages 9.6 strikeouts per 9 on the road. And lefty and righty, he strikes out righties at a half more per 9, and that's not that bad, guys. At the end of the day, he kills 11.3 to the right-handed side, 10.7 K per 9 to the left-handed side. So when I zoom this shit back, and I'm thinking, is this trappy, guys? 7+, they're going to drop this shit down 0.9, less than the man's average, and give you plus money. And when I drop it down to that number, guys, when I'm looking at that 7+, he is 7 wins and 3 losses at a 70% clip to 7+ over the last 10 games. So they're going to give you a 70% win rate at plus money. Now, there's a lot of people out there, and I see people on Twitter posting, and they're taking stuff from fucking internet websites that are, I think that's where they bet at too, which is crazy. Like, how can you fucking listen to what a book is telling you? Oh, this thing's hit at a 70% rate, and you're getting good value. What's fucking good value on a 70% rate? And the book knows that. The books aren't fucking dumb, and that's what we preach on this show, guys. At the end of the day, if it looks like it's free money, ain't nothing in life fucking free, guys. So the thing is, it's the Cardinals. And now you're going to get that drop down now at the end of the day versus the Cardinals. You're going to have a K-prop taken down one, and we'll get into that with teams like Cleveland. Sometimes the Mets, sometimes not. It all depends on who that pitcher is. And Houston Astros and other teams of that nature, guys, that we don't look to run K-props versus unless we have good reasonings. Those are teams, guys, you're going to get Dr. K when you run into them, guys. And that's why they're going to take off a strikeout off of old man Charlie Morton. They did the same thing to Spencer Strider last night, and Spencer Strider barely got to his 7. Still fucking cashed. I said there's no way I wouldn't bet the under. But when a guy strikes a person out 12 fucking times, the first time he's seen them, it's going to be hard to get that again, guys. At the end of the day, that's what I was just preaching about with Dustin May, guys. That was 2 months in between. Now they got 5 days with Dustin May, guys. So just look at that, dude, and take that into consideration today, guys, betting. And maybe learning something. But at the end of the day, guys, he's getting dropped down because of who he's facing. And that's okay. That's why I'm going to say this number's not fishy. They're going to get under money, and they will get some over money at the end of the day, and that's all the books want. The books want money on both sides. Their job is not to fucking get 100% one way and nothing the other way. Then they're full in, and they're not going to make nothing. They want the juice. They want the juice. We like the juice too, just not the fucking the kind we got to bet on. We want all the other kinds of juices. So at the end of the day, they're going to get money both ways on this, guys, strictly because it's the Cardinals and the way they're fucking crushing the ball right now. They're walking at a 9.2% clip, top fucking 6. They're not striking out top 3 at a 17.2% K clip. 318 averages a team with an 885 OPS and a 174 ISO. They are tearing the cover off the fucking ball. Now, he does have a 3.07 home and then a 5+ on the road. And I look back because I was like, he's been a beast pre-post All-Stars. Pre-All-Star, he had a 4.45 ERA. Post-All-Star, he had a 2.72. And then his strikeouts have gone up 2 Ks per 9 since the All-Star break as well to a 12.4 K per 9. Now, what has happened to Charlie Morton? Well, Charlie Morton broke his fucking leg at the end of last year, guys. So, obviously, it's taken him a little longer to get going. But Charlie Morton is still Charlie Morton to what we are now used to thinking of him as last year. Where at the beginning of this year, it took him some time to get back from that broken leg. But that home road ERA still has something to do with it, guys. I look back over this post All-Star, even though he's been immaculate post All-Star, he's still gotten whopped on the road. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, cool, bro. You've been elite at home, and you've been whopped sometimes on the road. Even the times he's been whopped, he's hit them K-props, bro. But I just don't like to be in those types of volatility situations. Yesterday, we ran into volatility one time, and I did not hit my K-prop. I bet shit where I expect the guy to be out there 6, 7, 8 innings, and I expect him to get his strikeouts while doing it, guys. And what did Garrett Cole go do yesterday? Put his dick on the table, 7+ innings. What did Bieber do? 7+ innings. Faulkner could have went 7 innings, but they pulled him, guys, and that's fine. We still cash even with the plus money on him. Musgrove had no shot from the get-go. Just at the end of the day, he didn't have it. And there's about 5% of the time when I bet a K-prop, guys, that I had no clue being in that range. Usually, dude, I'm close. I'll lose by the hook or 1 and a hook, guys. That one had no right in that game, and he got waxed at the end of the day. So, is what it is. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. So, when I run through this shit, guys, at the end of the day, if I just look at the averages, it would tell me to say no. I cannot run no K-prop versus this team. But then you can't just look at K-prop, guys, at the end of the numbers, at the end of the day. And I think he's giving up his cheeks today, guys, at the end of the day. I cannot bet a guy who I think is giving up his cheeks. I don't want to be in the volatility of that. Now, can he still hit his strikeout props while giving up his butt cheeks? Yes, he did it versus Boston. Boston fucking got to him really good, and he still hit a strikeout prop. So there's no way I'd look at the under, but I'm going to have to stay off the over strictly because I don't want to be on – I just don't want to be involved in the volatility that could come and fucking get it. So life's a bitch, then you marry one, and yeah, on to the next 3. On to the next 3, where we got a bet coming up, guys. I'll tell you that, guys. I'm not here just talk and not bet. At the end of the day, guys, it's been really good saying pass and that I've become a better capper at the end of the day, not forcing nothing and waiting on lineup sometimes. And we got a half unit on play, and we're gonna turn it into dirty if the lineup can come the way I need it to come. And if not, we'll just go out there and cash that half unit. But let's talk about Jordan Montgomery first. Jordan Montgomery, guys, you already know if you watch this show, I love this guy. Not been able to bet on him because I refuse to bet on pitchers. Other name, Garrett Cole on the Yankees, and that's strictly because Aaron Boone is a fucktard and will pull pitchers for any given reason or no reason, except Garrett Cole. And that's because I have a theory that Garrett Cole will beat the living dog shit out of that fool inside the clubhouse. So Garrett Cole gets left out there when he's getting beat on and tends to cash K-props for us, even when we run him. So that's the only Yankee I will ever put my money on. And then the gods did the best thing that the history of baseball could have ever did. You guys traded a kid you drafted and who had an ERA under 4 in the American League fucking East, a.k.a. the American League Beast. What, guys? Yeah. What the fuck is going on here? For a guy named Master Bader, a.k.a. Harrison Bader, who's still walking around in a fucking boot? You know how hard it's been for the Yankees to find fucking starting pitching, let alone draft starting pitching? You fucks, bro. How's Montas doing? And look what Sears did last night. Like, Sears has been solid. Like, I don't fucking get the Yankees, guys. I fucking don't. Thank God I'm not a fucking fan of them. And thank God you traded him to the best team you could have traded him to the best catcher in the history of the fucking game. A fucking no-brainer, first ballot Hall of Famer, Yadier fucking Molina, guys. At the end of the day, bro, you gave this kid, Yadi, get the fuck out, bro. He's been money since being put on this team, guys. Over his last 8 games, he's averaging 5.6 strikeouts. Over his last 6, he's averaging 5.5. They put it at 6+, plus 102. Yeah, not a problem. Prize Picks has him at that 5+, minus 152, and fantasy scores at a 32.5. Excuse me. He has 6 wins, 4 losses to 6+, 6 wins, 4 losses to 5+ over his last 10. Is that a little fishy? It can be at times. I get that. That to me is a little thing that would put a little bubble guts in me. But then I would dig it back a little farther and tell you, like, he strikes out lefties almost 12 Ks per nine to right-handers just at a 7.1, and they are projecting 7 right-handed bats and 2 left-handed bats. Well, let's get in the number 55 in the black book. He's allowed 1 earned fucking run in 4 games since being traded to that best catcher I was just speaking about, Yadier Molina, guys. And now he gets a team by the numbers who's hotter than fucking fish grease, guys. They're crushing the fucking ball. 307 average as a team, 861 OPS, and an ISO of 162, guys. 162, 170 is considered great on that ISO, guys. They're top 3 every hitting category versus lefties right now, and they're walking at a crazy 10.8%, and they're not striking out, guys, 17.6%. So everything in the number says, fuck no, this guy has the chance of getting pounded, and this team's walking and not striking out. Like, no. Well, let's get a little deeper into it, guys. At the end of the day, numbers are like lawyers, guys. And I preach this on this show all the time. And lawyers don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't necessarily tell you the truth, guys. So numbers are exactly like them. And it's our job to figure out, are they lying? No, but are they telling the truth? And you can dig up numbers on any which way to go, and we'll see how that one would work out. But let's get to it a little bit deeper than that, guys. He's faced 5 teams this year that were hotter than fish grease with a 170 ISO in the book. So I go through the game logs and see which teams were fucking killing this at the time, guys. And the black book spits out his averages for me, guys. And in these 5 spots, he's averaging 5.2 innings, allowing 1 earned run a game with 4.6 strikeouts per game. That's where they're getting that 5 strikeouts at, guys. At the end of the day, is where my opinion is I'm going to zoom it back, and I'm going to say I'm just as smart as they are, and I have this guy for right around 5-6 strikeouts. So instead of forcing a K prop bet, and I bet K props, guys, where I need at least 1.5 more. You've heard me preach that since the beginning of time, to the point to where you hear other people now say that, but I don't know anybody else who had that rule before me, and I'll just be real. So the end of the day, I don't run stuff. If it's a 4.5, I need to project the guy for a 6. I got to have that fucking wiggle room to what if something happens and it doesn't go the way to plan. At the end of the day, it doesn't always go the way to plan, especially when we're betting averages, guys. And that's what I look for. Give me the average and let me shoot my fucking arrow at the guy who's going to fucking hit his average that day, guys. And that's what I'm fucking good at the end of the day. So him right here, I had to go out there and bet the side total here, guys. I actually took the Braves team total under 3.5, minus 105. Ballsy as fuck. I get it. They're crushing the ball. But when I run through these numbers, he does really well versus teams crushing the ball, not allowing more than 2 earned runs in those games. And like I said, only allowing 1 earned run on average. Nothing more than 2, guys. So at the end of the day, he's shown he could pitch in really good elite spots versus really good teams that crush the fucking ball. 2 of those teams happen to be the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. I don't think he's afraid of these fucking Braves, guys, at the end of the day. And I know some of these Braves rake lefties, guys, at the end of the day, bro. Austin Riley, Rex Grossman, you name it. Thank God Acuna's out the lineup, though. That does help him and does help my team total. But at the end of the day, guys, this is a team raking, and I've got to look at the numbers, and my numbers tell me, okay, the strikeouts may not be there, but, dude, he pitches really well against his teams, especially teams that are hot. So give me some Jordan Montgomery. He's fucking allowed 1 earned run since being with Yadier Molina, and he's averaging 1 earned run versus teams in 4 different games in these spots, guys. So I had to bail off the prop and just straight bet a team total under. So that's where I'm at on that game. Now let's get to the half unit prop, where if the lineup says the lineup, we go what? We get dirty, baby. Dirty. And we talking Christina Aguilera dirty, but with a fatter ass, because that ass wasn't shit. That bitch fucking ate 1,500 milligrams of Nasadol a day. Yes, sir. NASA at all. No ass at all, baby. That bitch been eating that shit since she was a teenager and has nothing. We want cheeks. But let's get into Sonny Gray, guys. Old Sonny Gray, my guy. At the end of the day, your guy. Let's talk about why we're going to put a half unit on him and why we are going to then look towards the full unit play. And I'll tweet it out if I do the full unit. So let's get to it. No line last night. This morning, 6+ at a +120, and that's where I bet it. His 5+ was a -189, and his Prize Picks, they have him at a 5, and that's at a -189. Slam that on Prize Picks, guys. That to me is my favorite play on Prize Picks today, and his fantasy score is 33.5. Now we're getting Sonny Gray into the spot to where if we get the lineups, it's gonna say dirty. So projected lineup right now is 5 left-handed, 4 right-handed. That enough to me is at least good enough for a half unit, and I wouldn't even be mad if they keep it like that, but that's where I'd keep the half unit at. If I somehow get a little more, or I mean, we're gonna do a little more digging. I mean, even 5 left-handed bats, bro, I think I still might get. As long as they give me my lefties, guys, I think I'm in for a good day. So let's talk about it. He averages what? Good shit, guys. 10.8K per 9 at home compared to 6.5 on the road. What the fuck? Now, if you watch this show, you understand this, guys, and I'll preach this, guys. He just fucking pitches better in a white uniform. At the end of the day, he can't hide the ball. If you got 5 fucking strikeouts, and we're not talking John Cena right here, guys, 5 fucking strikeouts, difference, home and road, it's strictly you got a white jersey at home, guys. That's it, guys. You are not hiding the fucking ball. Super easy to pick up every which way else, but at home, you're able to fucking hide it a little longer because you're in a white top jersey instead of gray on the road. So is what it is. Baseball, to me, is that petty at times. And when I see fucking 5 strikeout difference, that's what I got to go to at the end of the day. Call me crazy. Call me cuckoo. I've been called worse at the end of the day, baby. Just don't call me late for dinner. So, yeah, like I said, guys, 5 strikeout difference at home than on the road. We got Sonny Gray at home here, and he strikes out lefties and righties exactly the fucking same. 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. So just a strikeout per inning. No big deal. Now, he's going up against a team not fucking hitting. 202 average with a 635 OPS and a league average ISO of 150. Now, they have an 8.2 walk percentage with a strikeout percentage of 25. That's a good number to pick on people, guys. Their league average, top 7 strikeouts. Now, when I dig into this, guys, I'm now on the book side, which is fucking great. I love being on the book side. The 6+ is begging you to bet the under. And why is that? Because if you look back at it broadly, like a lot of people will, he's only had 6+ strikeouts in his last 10, 3 out of his last 10 games, guys. At the end of the day, that's a 30% winning rate that I'm going to say I'm betting the over on. Now, I love being in a spot like this. At the end of the day, average cappers are going to go to that and be like, oh, he hasn't hit this 70% of the time. Under. That's fine, guys. We don't bet like that over here. We get a little deeper into it, guys. And on that 5, why I say I like that 5, he's hit that 5 70% of the time to the last 10 now. That's pretty much the magic number with him right there, guys. So if you're looking at all parlays, you're looking at that type of stuff, that's probably the safest bet if you want to be safe is drop him down to 5 and hook him up to do what you want to do. Now let's get a little deeper into it. So I have a half unit bet on him at 6+ at +120, depending on lineups. Well, Sharpie, you just told me he strikes out the same lefty and righty per 9. Right. That's not the reasoning, guys. I like to project guys to be out there, 6, 7, 8, 9 innings. And to project this guy out there, I'm going to need more left-handed bats than right-handed bats. Not for striking outs, but for the way he dominates them average-wise. Lefties are hitting below 200 average, while righties are hitting him at a 245 clip. So at the end of the day, guys, the more lefties in this lineup, the longer I have Sonny Gray being out there, guys. And we need 6 innings to get 6 strikeouts by the numbers, strictly by the math. And I think we can get 6 through 5 by these strikeout numbers and them not hitting, guys. At the end of the day, I've got this guy projected for 7+ strikeouts, and I need the lineups, though, to finalize that 7+. So half unit right now. Once the lineups come out and I could project him to be out there for that long, then I'll get 30. If not, so be it. I'll just take my half unit, take my cash on it, and tap that ass. So let's get to the last fucking K-prop to talk about at the end of the day, guys. And this may be a trap, probably a trap. But I still wouldn't bet the fucking under here, where I would go look towards the under on Darvish because I just don't get it there. So, Luis Castillo opened up last night 6+ -188. He's now at -113 at that 6+. 5.5 on Prize Picks, 38.5 fantasy score. and he's averaging 7.4 K per 9 over his last 8, 7.5 over his last 6, and they're going to drop it 1.5 strikeouts. It's Cleveland. I get it. I get the 1. The 1.5, though, that's where it's like, what the fuck? They're really, really, really begging for some over money, guys, at the end of the day. And I can't even give them the over money that they're begging for, guys. I just can't. When they're giving you a fucking prop at 6+ minus 113, and that's hit 9 times out of the last 10 games at a 90% clip, and they're giving you minus 110 pretty much on that shit. God damn, bro. If that's not a trap, now, has Castillo ran through some of these traps? Yes, he has. This is one guy that I've seen where we've called out the line's not looking right. And what did he do? He went out there and still hit that shit. So if you bet his under, you lost. I'm not a guy who looks to bet unders. I'm a guy who bets overs. And then I find reasonings not to bet my overs, guys, at the end of the day. And it's just not adding up, guys, at the end of the day. 9 wins, 1 loss to the last 10 games, to the 6+ strikeouts. God damn, is that some shady-ass shit if I've ever heard it, guys. No home road splits to talk about because he did get traded. And he averages 9.5 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and 9.9 versus the right-handed side. And they're even projecting 5 right-handed bats and 4 left-handed bats. I get dropping someone strikeouts less than 1 versus fucking teams like this, guys. At the end of the day, they did the same thing with Justin Verlander. But 1, they didn't drop it 1.5. And this is where that shit is just not sitting in my gut right, guys, at the end of the day. Like I said, he's hit that 90% of the time, and the books are fucking begging you to bet this over. I can't do shit when they beg it for me, guys. Whether he hits it or not, that's not for me to say. I just got to say pass if it doesn't add up, guys. At the end of the day, I'm not fucking here to argue with the books. I'm here to beat the fucking books. So let's keep this fucking shit rolling. Let's keep this train rolling. And shout out to you guys on a Saturday, guys. 50+ fucking live, 40 fucking something likes. You guys fucking rock. Only bet I got in right now is Sonny Gray, half unit, and I'm waiting on the lineups, guys. It is at plus money, and we're getting the guys average where I expect them to go out there and get it. So once we get that full lineup, I will tweet it out to see if I go full. And if I don't tweet it out, it's a half a unit. It's that simple. If you don't see a tweet from me at Sharpie's Bets on Twitter, then I'm not on it. I'm not going to go answer 20, 30 people's DMs. Are you on it? Are you on it? Are you on it? I will put a tweet out if I'm on it. The tweet does not come out, I'm not on it. Well, what do we do on this show, guys? We cash fucking tickets. We give you non-biased fucking breakdowns, and we give you information on information on information. We also don't sell you fucking shit. And at the end of the day, I don't have no hitting props bet, guys. So I'm not going to fucking sit here and tell you, let's go bet this, or I'm on this, or I'm on that, guys. No, dude, I felt like shit this morning. Stomach felt like crap. And I just got through my pitching shit, guys. Well, since being on the show, I feel fucking jacked and pumped, and the energy's back, guys. So I'm fucking stoked to be here. We're going to come cash these fucking tickets. I hope I was able to give you some info on the K-props you were looking to bet. Let's fuck these bookies in the eye hole. I am also on the under 3.5 Braves team total. If you want to check it out and you came late, go check the Jordan Montgomery breakdown on why I stayed off his K-prop over and took the team total under. So until next time, until tomorrow, the Sunday show, where C-Mac with the pack joins me. Let's fuck these bookies in the eye hole, and let's protect our wallets, guys. We're not here to give it back. We're here to keep banking.